is how it would begin. For summer is for falling in love. We could stay out late until the sun sets past 8.
Hey guys, it's Real Sky here. Welcome back to another video. If you're new, hi, welcome to the channel. In today's video, as you guys can obviously tell from the title, today I'm going to be reading your guys' confessions that you guys put on this Google form that I just made yesterday, I think. And I put it on both of my community tabs on this channel and my other channel. And I also put it in my Discord server so you guys could put some confessions. And let's just say I've skimmed through some of them, and they're very concerning. Like, very, very concerning. And by the way, before we get started with this video, I just want to let you guys know that I will be cussing in this video because there are some of these confessions that do have cuss words in it, and I don't really want to bleep them out. But I will be bleeping out the very inappropriate words because there are some confessions with very inappropriate stuff on it that I will be bleeping out. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know before I get started. But without further ado, let's get started with the video. Okay, so I have them on my computer because I just have them on my computer. But we're gonna start with the first confession, which is one time when I was in 3rd grade, the teachers wouldn't let me in to use the bathroom. So I peed in the snow with my pants on and went back in the classroom smelling like pee. Honestly, I think that's one of the most concerning things I could ever... I don't even know. Peeing in the snow with your pants on is a little concerning. I'm very, very concerned for your life. Like, why would you do that? What? I mean, I understand that you were young, but like, at least don't do it with your pants on. Like, oh my gosh. Like, that's really concerning. Okay, so this is the second one, and by the way, these are very long, so it might take me a bit to read them, but I will be putting them on the screen, so don't worry, you guys can read them yourself. But it says, so I was in total drama like normal people, and I was talking to people in voice chat. I kept getting my voice chat banned. Then this boy started talking back, like, are you good? These people kept defending me. The ones that I was talking to people in VC, so my VC for like, got banned for like 20 minutes. I was Heavenly, the girl that was waited me to shut up on VC, finally spoke up, and they kept talking. They were talking shit about everyone. So they asked me a question and I jumped because I wanted to. Tell me why. They got mad and almost voted me, but it was a tiebreaker. I was going against someone named Court. Court was talking about something. I hate you have. I was really confused because I never did anything to you. I'm just playing the game like normal people. You're not my mom or my guardian. So I'm playing the obby or challenge, whatever they call it. I lost, so they said not to vote, and I jumped because I didn't want to say anything. And I got mad on VC, and I started to get mad because they were starting to get on my nerves. So like I said that it was a tiebreaker, and I won. So it's the final two, and it was the jury. Everyone had voted Lania, and they started talking smack on me. Like, what? That's very eventful. That is very eventful. Like, oh my gosh. Imagine getting upset about that though. That's why I don't play those games, because I feel like a lot of people get upset if I do something wrong and they're like, you did something wrong. But that's really concerning. Okay, so this is the third confession, and it says, when I was 7, I used to sit in the bathroom with the lights off, pretending I was being interviewed by Oprah? Don't call me on that, I might be saying it wrong. Or Ellen. I'll be dead serious too, answering fake questions like, how did you overcome it all? Am I being invisible tears like I had a whole life story? I mean, I used to talk to to myself a lot. I used to like, when I used to play with my dolls, I used to say stuff. So, I kind of relate to this one because I used to do kind of the same exact thing growing up, but that's crazy. Okay, so this is the next confession, and it says, so Heather asked if she could check out my house in Bloxburg. I gave her a little tour, showed her my apartment style house first, then took her to this park my friend and I built ages ago. I knew she was planning on some kind of family roleplay and still needed people to join. I asked if I could be a part of it and she said yes. But she also asked if she could use my house for it. She had to log off, so I messaged her on Discord and sent her a picture of the apartment house. She asked how many rooms it had, I said 3. Then I asked how many she needed and she said 5. While we were talking, she also sent me a YouTube link for dad outfit ideas and even a voice note saying hello, since her roleplay was gonna be voiced. I replied like, I know my voice is kind of weird, and she was like, I know anyways. I showed her some pre-built houses from the catalog. She really liked the peak that she picked. Oh, so she picked a different one. The Heritage House. The Heritage House. Gosh, I cannot talk. She wanted to decorate it herself, so I let her. She's finished setting it up, and then I told her all the roles were taken, and she would be still using my house and would message me later. I just said okay, and yeah, ended up blocking her on Discord. What? So, she wanted me to use your house. This is like the most confusing one I think I've ever read. What? If you did this confession, please explain kind of what happened in like a similar situation, because I don't understand what this means. Okay, so this is the next confession. So one day, some random guy added me on Snapchat, so me being bored, I added him back, but then he asked me to be his girlfriend. So me never being in a relationship, I said yes, because why not? But fast forward 7 days, he breaks up with me, but I didn't care, so I said okay. But when I saw a picture of him, I've never seen a picture of him. So life lesson, don't date people you've never seen before. Girl, don't ever do that again. Why would you do that? Why would, why? Oh, I'm dead. Okay, so this is the next one. So in 5th grade, I had a crush on this boy. He was popular and I was too, sort of. But there was this girl that liked him too that was super pretty, and they were very close. So during class, I was sitting behind her and I literally cut her hair into a bob. And I made her accidentally cut her bra strap. It showed a lot. She got called out by the teacher and had to go to the nurse, and she got dress coded. Of course, she tried to call me out, but the hair situation saying that I did it, and I said I did it. And now she's Delulu, and nobody believed her. So I ended up dating the boy for like 2 weeks. And he broke up with me because he needed to focus on sports. Imagine cutting somebody's bra strap off and cutting her hair into a bob. I am so concerned that you did that in 5th grade, because what the heck? I'm not even that insane. What the heck? Okay, so I had like 4 of these that says, am I an a-hole? So I'm just gonna say it. Am I the a-hole for catfishing my friends by creating a fake account on all socials? I'm concerned about that, but I mean, I used to do that. No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. I didn't actually do that, but like... Okay, so this is the next one. Am I the a-hole for eating my friend's mom's food and saying it was good, but then went to the bathroom and spit it all out in the toilet? I can't be saying anything because I've done that. Like, I've said, like, food's good, and I literally go and spit it out. I did that when I was younger, so I really can't be saying anything. But yeah, that's a little bit concerning because I used to do that. But I mean, I can kind of relate to it, so. But I'm very concerned. Okay, this is the next one. Am I the a-hole for not helping my friends with homework after they talked behind my back? No. That's not even that bad, actually, to be honest. Because, like, if they talk behind your back, don't do their homework for them. Simple as that. Okay, so this is the next one. Am I the a-hole for clogging the school toilet and throwing up all over it and just leaving it after for someone else to see? I can't be saying anything because I've seen, like, toilets at my school and they, like, put, like, chips and, like, toilet paper and stuff. Like, they shove stuff in the toilets. But, like, that's a little gross. That's, like, really, really gross. Like, ew. Okay, this one is a lot longer, but we're gonna read it anyways. One day in school, I was in band class first hour, and I had this furry named Candace. P.S. She identifies as a guy. And then there's this guy in my last hour, math, and his name is Caden. We were being loud in band class because we had to play music for an upcoming band concert. Candace started meowing and shit, and Caden told her to shut up. And then Candace started to chase him around the band room and started meowing at him. Then eventually calmed down and they started having an argument towards each other. And I was sitting behind Caden and he had his phone out and searched up animal control and how to kill a furry. Then we all started laughing and the band teacher said to stop, and then Candace jumped out of her chair and fell, and I told Caden to run because she's gonna chase you like a dog, and he started running and the band teacher had to call the office. And before they came, Candace stuck up the middle finger right in front of me and started meowing at me. Then she got sent to the office, and later in the day during math, I had to sit by Caden and we sat in the back of the classroom because of assigned seats. And then we had calculators to do checks and shit like that. And then I told him what happens if you throw that calculator at Candace. And then he actually threw the calculator at her and hit her in the back of the head. And then Candace started growling like a fucking dog, and then the math teacher saw it and he did some shit. What? The furry? A furry? That's crazy. What the heck? I am so concerned. Okay, so this one is probably the longest one I think I have out of all of them, but here goes nothing because this one is so long. So here's a story on how I got revenge on my ex talking stage. Things were going good and then we started talking. We called a lot and had a good bond and stuff. But one thing that low-key bothered me was that he'd always post his girl best friend, and she'd be wearing his clothes and stuff, or just like other really small details that were kind of weird. And I feel like he was only doing it to get some kind of reaction out of me. Like he wanted to say, who is she text, so he could paint me as this jealous girl. So I thought that was weird as fuck, but I didn't say anything to him about it because it may have just been jumping to the conclusions. I was in fact not. But I decided to distance myself from him just in case my suspicions were correct. So he proceeds to ask me why I've been ghosting him, so I tell him the truth. I don't like liars. I asked him to be honest for once in his life, and this man had the audacity to tell me that I'm not the only girl he's talking to. And he kept his options open because he wanted to enjoy his youth. Like, be so for real. This man's sick and twisted egos allows him to think that he could drag me into his rosters, all the name of enjoying his youth. I was not about to take that level of disrespect from a guy who wears Nike socks with holes in them and uses 5-in-1 shampoo. I literally cannot put into words how mad I was. I wanted to destroy this man's life. At the time, I remember TikTok I signed, and I decided to sign him up for, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it's a J word, witnesses. I put his address and everything, and I'm pretty sure they still show the house. These people have made hundreds of phone calls, sent his emails, and I make weekly visits to this day, and he has no idea it was me. That's crazy, first off. But the fact that he had other girls in his phone, that you weren't the only one, is actually insane. That boy needs help. Okay, so this is the next confession. One day we had our history presentation, and we had a person in our class named Levi. And now Levi was basically another person. Yes, he's autistic, but he can be crazy. When Kaden got back from ISS, which is in school suspension, the presentation was due today and had to be presented to get credit. Everyone basically did theirs the day before besides their group, which was only Levi and Kaden. Now, Kaden was in ISS the day before when they were asked to go. Levi started freaking out because he realized they did not do anything, or did not have anything. He started roaming by his chair, freaking how he tried their best to present it, and then he said, "This is your fault." He slammed his iPad on the ground and banged it against the table. My social studies teacher said, "Levi, are you good?" He called the office, and guess what he did? Let me remind you, I sat by them table to table. He stuck up the middle finger at Kaden and said, "Fuck you, Kaden." And then he ran out of the door, and while he was doing that, he slammed the door really hard and it started opening. He ran into the bathroom, and basically every teacher in there was calming him down. Then the class ended in 6th period science. My social studies teacher came in and told him what happened, and then Levi slammed the iPad on the ground again, and glass went everywhere. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. What the heck? Bro, I feel bad for the glass. Like, picking up the glass was probably a great time, but oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the next confession. One day in social studies, we had a substitute because my social studies teacher was sick, and her name was Miss Bella. Let me remind you, she was like 80. And she was reading the packet super slow, and this guy in my class named Arthur said, "Old lady, can you hurry up?" Then Miss Bella slowly looked up at him and said, "No." Then she started reading so much slower, it took 30 minutes for her to read the whole assignment. Then Arthur started talking to himself and purposely talking shit about Miss Villa and how she was horrible at teaching and stuff like that. Then they started having an argument, and Arthur brought up how teachers should get paid more. Then Miss Villa said, "Yeah, they should." And then Arthur threw the pencil at her. Then she went next door, and Arthur got pulled out of the room by our computer teacher. Then the next day, she had subbed again because we were doing this test that we would do 3 times a year. Then Arthur was secretly talking to Kaden in the back of the room, and then Miss Villa came over, and she said, "Excuse me," and then she went back to the phone and called the office and pulled them one by one. Then when it was Kaden's turn, he accidentally tripped and the trash fell over. Then we had fun for the rest of the time because she was gone for most of the time. How did you trip and the trash falls over? Like, explain that to me, please, because what? That makes 0 sense on how that even fell. Because what? Okay, so this is the next confession. When I was 6, I used to have dolls I played with a lot, and I pretended to call 911 on my house phone to pretend like one of my dolls were injured. Then a couple days later at church, my grandma got a phone call, and I believe it was 911. And I got so scared, and I told her to hang up the phone because I'm unsure if it was 911. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's actually insane. What the heck? Alright, so this is the next confession. Back in 2019, I used to have a Bloxburg mom, and she built me my own room and everything, and I was like ABC for kid in Bloxburg looking for a mom because she was offline. And then later she joined me and told me to then unfriended me. What? I hope that wasn't because what the heck? Okay, so this is the next one. And by the way, I will be bleeping out this word because this is the one that doesn't have a word in it that I should not be saying. So yeah. So in 5th grade, I had this one teacher try to play a YouTube video in our class, and she was showing her screen, but instead of the YouTube video playing, a very saucy ad popped up on. After realizing the ad was playing, she quickly shut off her computer and hopes that nobody saw it, but the whole class actually saw it. And then a year later, she quit. That's crazy, because what the heck? Why would you have that ad on your computer? Like, please make that make sense to me. How do you have that? Like, you're in school and you get that ad? What? Okay, so this is another one that has, like, inappropriate words. I will be blurting out that stuff, so don't worry. In year 2, about 9 years ago, I was at water day at our primary school. I remember having a fun day that day with all of my friends. But when I went to go get changed, when I got to go get my change of clothes in my classroom, I walked into 2 of my classmates that were girls, and they were changing. I didn't realize what to do, but I saw everything, including their. I said I didn't know what to do, but I just saw it, and those 2 girls didn't say anything. But as of now, I'm in year 10 and about to go into year 11, and one of those girls are still dating happily. The girl that who I saw her in year 2. I just want to know how you even saw that. Because you're in a classroom. Why would she be like that? Please make that make sense. What? How did you see that? Because you're in a classroom. Anyways, what the heck? I am so confused on how you even saw that. Because, like, what? I have no words. Anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. And don't forget to, like, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications if you're not already. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I had a great time reading these confessions. Honestly, I'm concerned for a lot of y'all's lives. I don't know what y'all grew up with, but I'm very, very concerned. But I hope you guys are doing okay now after all of that kind of stuff. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, bye guys.